Hi guys, as you can see, I've been in a little bit of an accident. I'm all fine, there's no problems. Hence the Power Rangers Dino Squad pillowcase that was a sacrificial pillowcase in case I had any little bit of weeping from some of my my cuts on my face. Basically, I fell off a ladder, and what I did, I wanted to do a YouTube live yesterday when I got home after I'd been in the hospital to explain it all to you guys, but I'm not actually allowed to do a YouTube live from my phone because I don't have enough subscribers yet. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, so the channel's not quite big enough to be able to do that. So instead, I did a Facebook Live, and I'm going to share that with you guys now. So just to get you up to speed on what happened and how it will affect the channel. There'll be, you know, a little bit of interruption to our usual service, I suspect. If you're not really bothered about that, then obviously you don't feel you need to watch this. If, you know, if you just want to tune in for the mushroom hunting videos, or you just want to tune in for the animal videos, or you just want to tune in for the kitchen, whatever it is you want to do, that's cool. But if you're interested in following me and what we're doing here, then you might want to just watch this short video just to bring you up to speed. Hello everyone. Not sure who's here and who's not, but not done this before. And the squeamish amongst you may want to look away now before I turn round, but so I've had a bit of an accident at work. Basically, I was up a ladder and the ladder gave way. That's the short version. And there's no one to blame. No one to blame but myself. These things happen. And I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. There's no permanent damage. So the injuries that I've sustained are, yeah, Julie, what on earth indeed. As I say, I'm absolutely fine. So I don't want anyone to be worried. I'm absolutely fine. I've got a broken wrist and some superficial injuries to my head, but I am absolutely fine. There's nothing long-term, nothing permanent. Ironically, hi Sharon, yeah, oh my goodness indeed. Hi Mark, thanks for watching. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely fine. But obviously it's been a hell of a day. This happened at around 9:30 this morning, and I've been home maybe an hour. Hi Mike. Yes indeed. And oh, my beautiful wife has found me and is watching. Hello love. So yeah, I really wanted to share some things with you while it was fresh in my mind today. And obviously the medium that I usually choose to share my videos is YouTube, and there's a reason for that, because it's you know, a platform that I'm trying to build. Hi Alan. If anyone is capable, if anyone has the tech savvy to be able to save this video and somehow send it to me, send me a DM and we'll work something out, because I'd like to upload it, maybe an edited version, to YouTube at some point, because I want to explain where I am and what it means for you guys and where we're going for the next few weeks. Now, obviously, I'm going to struggle to do a lot of the things that I usually do. So there is going to be probably a decrease in a lot of the videos that I make. And I want to let you guys know that it's temporary. And I want to let you guys know that I'm still going to be making them. I'm just going to be making slightly different ones, obviously tailored to my current situation. But I also wanted to talk to you about a bit of a profound thing that happened during the day. So the actual accident, I was working up a ladder and my feet were around 6 feet off the ground, which meant my head was about 10 feet off the ground. And obviously the ladder went, and when the ladder went like that, I flipped and effectively face planted into solid concrete floor. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, had an accident at work, I'm absolutely fine. There's no long-term issues at all. But there was a period I was strapped to a gurney. I don't know if you call it a gurney. You know them really hard, flat things that you see footballers getting stretchered off with, and they have your face kind of planted because there was concerns over some spinal damage. Well, I was in one of them for around 4.5 hours. And there was a time when the paramedics and myself were, you know, if I was placing bets, we would have bet that I had also broken my left arm or shoulder and my left leg. So I've got visions now of me coming home with basically 2 broken arms. And hi Sharon, yeah, I bet, yeah, quite, and a broken leg. But the most pain I was in all day was actually the back of my head. And Sharon, you'll understand what I'm saying here, where I was on that gurney thing for 4.5 hours and I couldn't move. That was the most pain I was in actually all day. If you try sitting still, like properly still, for just 5 minutes, you soon start to feel tension and pain starting building up in your neck and places like that. Hi, the allotment kitchen garden. So hopefully you understand. So I had a podcast interview planned to be doing shortly with the allotment kitchen garden, and I've postponed that, and I hope you understand. Anyway, one of the main things I want to talk to you about is in a lot of my videos, and throughout my entire life, I've got a very cavalier attitude towards health and safety. And I think that, and I still think that a lot of it should come down to common sense and user choice. And I still believe that. But I think that I'm going to change some of my user choices after today. Around 15 or 20 years ago, no, more than that, must be more than that, 20 or 25 years ago, my younger brother, who was 5 years old at the time, he got kicked in the head by a horse, and he spent about 2 months in intensive care, in a coma, in and out of a coma, and he's got permanent brain damage. And I spent basically 4 hours today strapped to a gurney, assessing that and thinking, you know, there can't have been much more force in that horse's kick than there was in that concrete that I hit. So, you know, there, but for the grace of God, or however you want to put it, go I. And it just really made me think. As you all know, I've got an amazing young family and I've got an amazing wife, and I really started to question my choices, because I do very much just go for it, and I don't really give a lot of thought to my own personal health and safety. I think I'm too smart and I'm bionic and nothing could ever happen to me. And never before in my life, and I've come off motorbikes, I've had all sorts of incidents, but never before in my life have I really thought this could be the one. Not necessarily that I wasn't going to come home from it, but that I could do some permanent damage. They had to do, or you know, they were doing lots of tests to making sure there were no spinal damage or any internal organ damage. And it was, you know, a good 4 hours before those tests came back. And I spent all that time just thinking what could have been. So from here on out, I'm going to really look at my life differently, and I'm going to make a lot of different choices. I'm going to definitely increase my safety levels. I'm going to increase it. So on the big stuff, you know, on falls from height and things like that, I'm still going to be the usual reckless me when it comes to a broken bone on my toe or something like that. I'm sure I'm not going to beat that out of myself, but I think I'm probably not going to get on my motorbike again. And none of this is preachy, as always. I think everybody should make their own choices, but I just don't feel as bionic as I did yesterday. And you know, I'm very just aware of it. You know, I'm very aware that I am mortal. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when I passed my motorbike test on the way home, I was behind a fatal accident of another motorbike rider, completely unrelated, and I got off and I was giving the chap CPR while he passed away, and that didn't affect me. Not at all, you know. I mean, I was obviously deeply moved by it, but I was fine. I got straight back on my bike. I was on my bike the next day. Nothing changed for me. But, you know, today really did. And I don't know why. But anyway, it has. I made a few little notes. There's just a few things I wanted to make sure that I touch on. So with regards to videos and stuff, I've got a couple of videos in the can that I recorded at the weekend. So I'll release those over the next couple of days. And of course, there are things I can do. And, you know, the animals still need feeding. I'm going to rely much more heavily on help from the rest of my family. And I'll try and document that as best I can. I'm right-handed and I've lost my right hand. So the actual holding of the camera and all these things are just going to create some extra challenges. Also, it's probably bought my pig that I was looking to harvest quite a respite. But, you know, I'm not really thinking about that at the moment. When it comes to the podcast, I can't see the podcast schedule being affected. Time will tell if I'm having any issues with recording, but I don't think I will do. The other big challenge that I'm facing right now is obviously an income, because I'm self-employed. So my income is gone for the next 6 weeks. And, you know, this isn't me whining, this isn't me complaining, and this certainly isn't me asking for sympathy, because, you know, I'll be fine. But it does raise, again, some, you know, new challenges and questions that will need to be addressed. Anyway, thank you, guys. Yeah, no, this is my right hand. This is my left hand. This is the left of my face, yeah. Anyway, so, you know, I just wanted to share that with you while it was all fresh in my mind, particularly the stuff about how I'm, you know, kind of reassessing how I'm doing things. And, you know, it's just made me more grateful. I'm so happy. This is amazing, because there was a point at which today, it was in my mind, it was really a coin flip as to whether I was going to come out with it with one working hand, you know, today, or whether I was going to come out with it with some really permanent issues, some much more serious issues than I have. So, you know, I'm grateful. I'm feeling grateful. And I'm grateful to come home to my kids. I'm grateful for the support of my family. I'm grateful to all you guys as well for watching. You know, this isn't I'm not quite as beautiful as usual. So thanks for sticking with that. Anyway, that wraps it up. Thanks ever so much for tuning in, and thanks for all your support now and always. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. Thanks for tuning into the YouTube videos. Thanks for sharing what I do. Thanks for all the likes. Just thank you. Thank you, guys. And, you know, you've given me, while I am here and I'm not able to go out and work, you've given me something else that I can focus on. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you again. Bye-bye.